State of emergency has been declared in Florida because of a process that's happening in the water right now that's blooming up that we've seen before. Governor declares state of emergency in Florida, July 13th, 2018. So the last time we seen this, like I said, it was in Oregon, and most of the people went crazy and rampant gathering water, trying to hurry up where they said, oh, you can drink it, go ahead. And blue-green algae, when you look up on certain areas, it says, do not get in this water, do not touch it, do not drink it. Blue-green algae causes rashes and all types of stuff to happen to the skin. Exactly, this was when it was in Oregon. This was in June 25th, 2018. And then I started getting a text to my phone, and people started messaging me from Oregon, sending me personal messages that popped up on the screen, letting you know that this is a civil emergency. But they didn't declare a state of emergency that I know of. So now we moved past that from June. Now we're in July, and we see another situation occurring like this right now. They go again with this blue-green algae situation, and look what they did. Governor declares state of emergency in Florida, July 13th, 2018. So we studied this already. The toxic cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae, was over there in Oregon as well. It says again, are plaguing South Florida, including the state's largest body of fresh water, Lake Okeechobee, which is also one of the second largest fresh bodies of water in the contiguous United States. Since June, the pungent smelling algae bloom has been reportedly covered over 90% of the lake's 730 mile square surface in less than a month's time. May's record rainfall in combination with summer warmth have contributed to the algae's bloom and growth. So here we are again.
Of algae are in the river, even though it's been 2 weeks since the floodgates have been reopened. The Army Corps of Engineers are forced to flush out Lake Okeechobee to lower the water level and reduce stress on the surrounding dike. Instead of opening wide, though, the Corps has a new plan of pulse releases. The hope is by opening and closing the gates often, nature can have time to clean up the mess caused by man. In Stuart, Florida for AccuWeather, I'm Jonathan Benjamin.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers said that it's a flood risk management decision based on the fact that a major breach of the 143-mile Herbert Hoover Dam surrounding the Lake Okeechobee would threaten 37,000 people living nearby, potentially damaging homes, businesses, structures, roads, and proving costly to remove water from flooded areas. We acknowledge the multiple challenges in this system, including the summer's extensive algal blooms, Jacksonville District Commander Colonel Jason Kirk said in a press release. Through our federal and state dike rehabilitation and Everglades restoration efforts, along with the state and local community investments to control nutrients from lake and adjacent waterways, we are collecting on the plan to remedy these multiple challenges, Kirk said. So now that we know what's occurring and how it's occurred, the biggest thing to look at is the state of emergency that's been declared. Remember, once that's declared, things change. The way your rights are, they change. They're moderated. I've discussed this before. Go look it up yourself. State of emergency. After they declare that, they're able to do a lot more things that they shouldn't be able to do. So, and I've laid it out in my video where I said world emergency possibly plan, and then they came out with the article 1 month after me saying that every weather event could soon be a state of emergency. Seen that beforeitsnews.com went and posted it, the video that I talked about. They pretty much made an article out of what I talked about in the video. And they talk about how female harp is a part of this whole agenda. And you can go in and get all of that info and learn a little bit more. And he referenced my video also in there. Secret Weather Official Admits was what's really important, what you need to watch. Yeah, the info is out there. I put the link to this article below from beforenews.com so they can implement a full global martial law. But that's what I'm saying. That's why all these state of emergency has been declared for small things. Like whenever the state of emergency was declared down here in Mississippi, we didn't even see a storm at all. And same with, I think, Alabama, it wasn't even nothing much. And that was when we just had like, oh, state of emergency here, state of emergency there. I mean, how many state of emergency have we had in the last couple of months? People are not paying attention to that. And it's a very important issue to think about and also take in note and study. So I know I've laid this out before, but I'm going to lay it out again. That way you get the info here, because I know people are lazy. They won't go back and look. State of emergency, a situation in which government is empowered to perform actions that it would normally not be permitted. A government can declare such state during a disaster, civil unrest, or armed conflict. Such declaration alerts citizens to change their normal behavior and orders government agencies to implement emergency plans under its equivalent in Roman law, a concept in which the Senate could put forward a final decree that was not subject to dispute. And here's another even more important thing to think about. Think about it. When they usually lift state of emergencies, they put a publication out and they say, governor declares the state of emergency is lifted. I've been looking for articles for a while now. I ain't seen the state of emergency been lifted from Mississippi at all. I haven't seen it being lifted from Alabama at all. Why would we need it still to be implemented right now, more importantly? Or have they went behind the scenes and just said, we're going to lift this thing and not say nothing publicly? No, because it usually doesn't work like that. So that's things that I think about in my mind. I'm just giving you my thoughts and what's running through my brain right now about all of this. But, I mean, of course, it ties into the global plan. Of course, most people won't really pay attention to this because it's not something that, you know, most people think about. Most people really see. They just let it fly on by them, and it's just like nothing. So I would say watch to see whenever this ban lifts, not ban, but this state of emergency lifts from over there in Florida. Because like I said, we haven't heard of any lift over here at all, which currently means we're still under it right now as we speak. So, I mean, the regions has been taken up right now: Alabama, Mississippi. I forgot it was another one. We got Florida now. What other? And it's funny because all of these areas are in the South. All of these areas are in the South, once again, like I always mention. Now, there's other places going to be targeted, but I'm just saying, I've been saying the South for the longest, and I just see where the martial law has been declared. It's been in the South most of the time. You know what? Florida had already had a state of emergency declared, I believe, during the hurricane. So I'm guessing they lifted that one and they brought this one back. I'm not sure. But I'm just watching these steps, and leave some info below. What do you think? What did you find? Tell me something that you know possibly even more important that I didn't mention, or that maybe I've just messed up on or something. So Stephen Jackson, JWTV, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, click the bell. Be back for more.